I'd like to thank Dereck Chisora for welcoming us to his house.
What up? Welcome to my house.
And Don Charles, Dereck's coach, also with us today. So, Dereck, it's lovely to join you when we're not in preparation for a fight. There's nothing mad happening in the immediate future. How does it feel now that the last fight is out of the way?
Oh, it's okay, man. I'm just happy. Went well, and now I'm just relaxing for now.
We're sitting here, and you've got Don sitting next to you. Now, you've been with Don on and off for a long period of time. How does that relationship work?
Ups and downs, It's just like, two guys are passionate about lots of things. So sometimes there'll be arguments and sometimes there ain't. So, he says how things wants to be done. I go with it. And then as you get older and being a professional, you just start seeing certain things in a different way, Like before he used to take me running. Now I wake up and take myself running, do you understand? So things like that, get in the gym myself, get ready in my own time, and then when he knows I'm ready, he comes in and we get to work. So it's like that, it's just things like that, little things like that, you just start realizing what the game is about. And Don does a great job, when we train and when we're doing so much stuff, So it's okay.
Where would you like me to come in?
Now,
basically, to elaborate on what he just said, that as you go along in anything you do as a profession, you find a way, the way water flows. Yeah, if you let it run, eventually it'll find its own route, and that's more or less to reiterate what he just said. How when we first started working together, maturity, experience, we've formulated how it works for both parties. Yeah, and that harmony is there. We used to be at loggerheads in the beginning because, again, we're two passionate guys. We're two leaders, and initially there was like a friction there, okay? And I've grown to understand him as a person, as an individual, as a fighter. The same with him. He's got to understand me over the years, and we're working more in harmony these days.
just focusing on the boxing for a bit, you've had a major victory. Your career is back flying again. Where do you see yourself? What's next, and where do you see yourself in a year's time?
To be honest, right now, what's next? I'm just in the process of planning something out right now. So everything is in motion right now. So we're just waiting when everybody comes back from holidays and see where we're at.
Don, working on Dereck's career, what do you see as the next step now?
Like Dereck said, we have a team, we have a management team. I work within the training capacity. Obviously, anything that's going to happen, I will be informed. And I'm not at liberty to say what happens next because, like he said, it's still in discussion. So there's nothing planned. And once that plan is in place, I will know about it.
Just trying to get inside your mind a little bit, Dereck. What did it feel like the day after your last fight when you had that amazing victory? It must have been something unreal.
It's the same, You win every fight. You win some, you lose some. You just come back home to your family, and that's it. The next day I was in my ice bath. To be honest with you, that's exactly what I did. Carried on going in there for about 3 hours back to back.
And when I saw you briefly in the middle of the World Cup before your last fight, I was very impressed with the fact of how focused you were, how you were staying on message, you were eating right, you were sleeping right by the looks of things. I saw you even briefly locally to here, and you looked in great shape. You'd been in the gym consistently. Is that something that you see now, staying in shape as an ongoing part of your process?
Yeah, you know what? It's like what happens sometimes. I used to come out of shape, put weight on, and then suddenly I get like 8 training camp, 8 weeks, and then for the next 6 weeks, I'm training to lose weight, and then the remaining weeks I'm training for the fight. But now I was just trying to skate, to keep fit and look good. That's the point. That's what I'm doing now.
And that helps so much with technique and such like coming into the fights, because you're starting off in better shape when you get to training camp.
Yeah, 100%. You know, I got my trainer John. He's gonna come see me in a couple of days' time, so we can discuss the training program for when I'm not in the gym and stuff like that. And, you know, just getting ready.
So we're just looking. I mean, Dereck, you're an elite fighter again now. I mean, you'd have said you were always an elite fighter, but you're back in the Premier League again, and it's going to be an amazing journey these next few years.
Yeah, you know, I don't know if you call it the Premier League, Champions League, whatever. You know, I just love fighting, man. You know, tell me who am I fighting? Let's fight him. I love fighting. You know, when you stop, you wanna just like look at what you've done. You know, what you have achieved, where you have failed. That makes a great athlete. You know, the comebacks. You know, a great story is a comeback story, man. You know, this is why Sylvester Stallone, when he wrote the book, that Rocky film, Rocky was always the underdog in everything he did until now. Do you understand?
And so you sort of see that from your side in a way.
It's not even about seeing that from my side. It's just how life is, and even in outside boxing, you know, for different athletes, you know, it's just a comeback story is always great to talk about. You know, a comeback story will make everybody forget all the bad, you know, everything else. They just remember that comeback story, and which is what the world needs right now.
Exactly, and it was a great show. Talking about that, Parker White, how did you make that fight? What did you think of that fight?
It was a great fight, you know. But I know Parker's a good guy, but I just think Parker didn't want to come and fight, you know. He started off too fast, he gassed out, you know, Dylan gassed out in the last second, you know. He would go saved by the bell, you know. If it was any, like, another minute left in there, he'd have gone. But it's boxing.
And just one more question about boxing. Joshua's fighting Povetkin. Have you got any views on that fight?
Yeah, man. You know, I told AJ this will be one of his hardest fights he will ever have, because I think the Russian's gonna come to seek and destroy. So AJ's gonna have to be on his game. But if he hits the Russian's gonna go. So we'll see what happens.
Don, I'd really like your views on Joshua Povetkin.
Yeah, reiterate what Dereck just said. It's at this level, anyone Joshua fights is going to be a serious fight, and Povetkin is a very serious threat. Stylistically, yeah, he's a threat, big threat. But like I said, I'm not Joshua's coaching staff. I'm sure they're experienced enough to be able to come up with a game plan that will accommodate whatever Povetkin brings.
Dereck, just on that one thing, so are you saying in your mind that he brings more problems for Joshua than even Wilder?
Yeah, because it's difficult for AJ to be boxing somebody who's very shorter than him. So he's boxing down instead of him to box straight up. So it'll be difficult.
Dereck Chisora, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.